is good, ladies and gentlemen? What is going on? Cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do, dilly dilly. Welcome to another very special Friday night edition. Your favorite late night sports talk show on the internet. Another one. Live here on Sportscaster and YouTube as well. Be sure to follow, become a fan, hit the subscribe button over here on YouTube. Also, we are live over on our very own website as well.
Like always.
Rumboyz.com.
Let's get it.
Dilly. So we can go ahead and we'll take these guys off of mute. Let's take these guys off of mute.
Let's keep Rumboyz Northeast on mute.
Yeah, let's keep his northeastern ass on mute. I'm gonna move this other beer over here.
Wait, yo,
Oh, that's your beer.
Yeah,
Let me move the other beer.
Just kidding, Bobby. We'll free you up here. Say what's up to the people.
Yo, what is up, guys? What's going on?
What up,
All right, fellas?
Kuram.
All right, fellas.
So we got Rumboyz Northeast up in here. Rumboyz Central.
It's good.
JD of Rumboyz.com, one of the administrators of the site, webmasters of the site, the chief editor of the company, the moderator of the show. He hosts this whole thing, and then I just kind of back in
the house.
Back
you
and
guys
forth.
making a show.
Exactly. Yeah. We got it. But yeah,
it's a great time.
Hey, go Quan,
yeah.
I love you too, bro. We got Ty Boogie in the building.
Go Quan in the house.
What's good, Matthew?
Guys?
Rumboyz LA will be joining us shortly. Very, very shortly. But nonetheless, there's not even a need for introductions at this point. Everyone knows who the hell we are.
If you don't get on the train.
Yeah.
Ready for some debate?
BKB is out. BKB is true.
That way when you're doing it.
What's up?
I like that.
I don't like that.
They can't see you.
Ray, Robbie, I don't like that, man.
Neither do I.
We both just said we don't like that. Should we do this one?
No, that's the screen sharing one.
There we go.
Let's just go back. Let's go back to this one.
Yep. We're just gonna keep. Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, let's go back.
It's Redskins logo, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
What up, everybody? Though Amy in the building. Redskin logo up in the building. Arthur, Matthew, what's up? BKB.
Cheers, fellas. This going down tonight.
Hold up, wait. So let's go ahead before we start it and we pass it over to JD. You're like, oh fuck. Cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you. All the
Rumboyz and girls, what it do?
Dilly, fella.
Dilly, sportscaster.
Cheers, boys.
I'm enjoying.
Woo! JD,
wow.
Rumboyz Central, Rumboyz.com. Take it
Ready
away.
for debate? Let's do it. All right. Quarterback Cam Newton left Thursday night's contest against New England after sustaining a foot injury. He was seen wearing a walking boot. Big deal or no deal? Let's start with Bobby so I can get both of you guys.
Yeah, man, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. In a walking boot 24 hours after the injury, that's never a good thing. And on top of that, you have the shoulder injury last year. That doesn't look good, man. That does not look good. I would definitely stay away from him in fantasy with an injury like that.
Were you realistically going to draft Cam Newton in fantasy, Bobby?
No, I'm just saying if you were thinking about it, I would stay away from him.
I was thinking about it. I'm not going to lie, because he's a guy who kind of has down years and up years.
Rebound. This could have been a rebound year
That's
for
what
him.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Rumboyz OG? You guys decide who goes first on that end.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh yeah, I like it. Let's get this.
Yeah. Sad podcast is all I'm going to say. I'm completely okay with Cam Newton being down. Don't get me wrong. I am a Cam Newton fan. But I'm always down for an opportunity for Will Grier to go out there and show what he's going to do. Now, we know that Kyle Allen is going to be the favorite in this quarterback battle. But come on, let my guy get the chance to shine. He was the quarterback at West Virginia State that led the FBS in touchdowns. Okay,
but is this a big deal or not a big deal?
It's a big deal for Cam Newton.
Yeah,
it's a big deal for the Carolina Panthers.
But not the okay.
But let my kid play.
He's gonna play. He probably will play, especially if he's in a walking boot. What say you, Ty?
I'm going big deal. I'm only going big deal because there are a lot of quarterbacks in this league that definitely can play from out of the pocket and can succeed from playing in the pocket. Cam Newton is not one of those guys. We know Cam Newton to be one of those dudes that puts his head down and runs through linebackers as a quarterback. Him not having a foot and not being able to get out of the pocket and or be mobile is not okay with me. And again,
you're taking such a huge part of his game out of the equation.
You are taking a major part out of his game. And again, we've seen the shoulder injury, so it's not like you can rely on the arm right now. It's not something that you're confident in. You like that he had the surgery, you like that he's coming back, blah, blah, blah. But him not being mobile ruins that.
That organization is going to be looking towards the future. Irregardless, if it wasn't, we saw signs of it last year when Kyle Allen came in and he did subpar. Okay, they knew that they needed to do something. It was going to happen either way for the Carolina Panthers, either this year or next year in terms of Cam Newton. Yes, it's a big deal, but you know what? They've done things to kind of start gearing themselves ready for the future. The Carolina Panthers will suck for a little while. Then they'll find a way to get another quarterback. That'll be good, Will Grier. And then boom, they'll be back. Like that's just a Carolina way. They made it to the Super Bowl for the very first time. What was that, 2002? As an organization, 2002,
2004, maybe.
2004. Jake Delhomme.
Yes.
Yeah, Jake Delhomme, and then they sucked for a very long time. And then Cam Newton comes along. Oh, snap. Now they're good. This is what Carolina does. They will be A-okay.
You're right.
8-year slump, no big deal.
Okay.
I definitely feel bad for Cam Newton for sure. And I tend to agree with you guys. I think the Panthers are starting to learn to move past him. I think the offense runs a little bit through McCaffrey and that O-line now. So I agree with you. Well, let's move on. Everyone rate the takes. Tell us in the chat who has the best takes, guys.
1 through 5, guys. 1 through 5. Y'all know the scale.
Well, let's be honest, guys. That's a big deal. It's
a pretty big deal.
That is a really big, especially for
Hold the fuck up
for Carolina.
Yeah,
I'm not changing my take. You guys heard my take, but like in all reality, is this really a big deal for Carolina?
For Carolina,
my question is, did you think they were winning their division?
See, you heard my take, and you were like,
"No, probably not." They weren't going to win that. Listen, they weren't going to win that division anyways.
Exactly.
Karan says Cam has a high ankle sprain. That's not good at all.
Who has a high ankle?
I heard it was a I heard it was a foot injury, and now it's a high ankle sprain. That's even worse. So, I honestly would rather have it be a foot injury, Liz Frank, rather than high ankle. Yeah, I would too. That's what I was definitely saying.
But again, I mean, we see Greg Olson's dealing with a foot, and he can never come back healthy. So, I mean, a foot injury is just as bad as an ankle sprain. Like,
well, did you see the X-rays? Did you see the X-rays of what Olson's foot looked like? It was bad, man. They were terrible.
He's an old guy. He's old for sure. Next topic.
So it's a three-way tie between myself, Northeast, and Central.
What the fuck?
No more ties, guys. Come on.
What's the matter? We all bring heat.
We need somebody to break it. Somebody has to come in and vote.
First place, second place, third place, loser.
All right, I like that.
I agree.
First or last.
That's cool.
All right, Ezekiel Elliott, guys. Ezekiel Elliott was recently offered a contract to be the second highest, or reportedly to be the second highest paid running back in the league behind Todd Gurley, ahead of Le'Veon Bell. Should he take the discount, stay loyal to the Cowboys, or hold out and until he's the highest paid running back? Let's start with Rumboyz OG.
So is this me first or is this you first again? We're rock, paper, scissors again, or are we just swapping now?
Go ahead. I'll let you go.
I mean, fuck it.
I was ready, but yeah.
I don't care. I figured we just do some shit. All right, so my situation with the Zeke thing is I do think he should stay loyal to Cowboys because of that line that he's behind. We've seen great running backs go to different teams and not have an O-line and not be as good. If he would like his own stats to stay what they are and do what he's doing to stay a Cowboy. If he's Le'Veon Bell and just wants the money, obviously he can go to 31 other football teams and get more money. It is what it is. But again, like, there is no O-line like the Cowboys. I'm sorry. Like, it's a fact in the state of football. So
look at what the Cowboys did with DeMarco Murray. It was that line.
Where does Murray go? Philly? And what happened to Murray?
Hold on. Completely different breeds.
Wait, what?
Here's what I'm going to say.
Zeke's a lot better than Murray, in my opinion.
Here's what I'm going to say. You don't hold out from an NFL contract without going to be the number one highest paid player. I'm not holding out to be second highest paid. Well, I'm holding out because I feel that I'm worth this amount, X amount of dollars, and I want that money. What's the point of you holding out for you to end up and just taking a deal to be second best?
So let me ask this real quick. I'm not trying to interrupt. So if you're Le'Veon Bell and your Jets win less than 6 or 7 games this year, even go under 500, tell me Le'Veon is not going to be pissed as fuck, complaining, fuck this team, I'm done, this is ridiculous. Instead, He could have.
He's not AB.
But Le'Veon's situation is not the same.
But think about what James Conner did without Le'Veon there. They still balled out. James Conner was a boom, like crazy boom. Le'Veon could have blown that.
As much as I don't want to say this, Zeke did make some good points. Like he said, I'm in a position that, like the position that I'm in, the running back has a 3 to 4 year life. You know that's the shelf life for running backs in the NFL is 4 years, man. So if Zeke's trying to get his money, I mean, he's trying to get it. He's trying to get that big payday. That's what
It's not like they didn't give it to him though. I get like second. Like if their report was like 4th highest running back behind Le'Veon, behind this, it is what it is. Like,
well, let me ask you this then, Ty. Follow-up question.
Go ahead.
Who's better, Zeke or Le'Veon?
I'm taking Zeke. I'm taking Zeke, no doubt.
But look, so just you saying that's why he's looking for that contract.
He will get paid more than Le'Veon.
So we've already said Le'Veon.
I'm gonna disagree with you guys too.
Your money.
We've already said Le'Veon.
Your money.
Put him up against the better running backs in the league, Zeke or David Johnson.
He might even beat Todd Gurley in my mind.
Zeke or Gurley.
I think Gurley and Saquon are the only arguments.
It's not a question of whether to me it's not a question of whether or not he's worth it. It's a question of whether or not the Cowboys are going to pay him.
Okay, so one more follow-up question and then let Robbie go because he's feeling himself over here. So, as a Patriots fan, Tom Brady's bitch ass asked for a shit ton of money. Because you're the Patriots, you probably let him go. Would Tom is the guy clearly to take less money knowing he's in the system, he's with Belichick, he's with the receivers, if he went somewhere else, he'd be like, what the fuck, dude? I don't have a line in front of me. I don't have this. He's willing to take a pay cut. I get the younger guys. Zeke doesn't want to take the pay cut. But again, the offensive line in front of you gives you an extra 3 yards a carry.
Hold on. Okay. Aside from his off the field shenanigans, aside from his off the field shenanigans, when has Ezekiel Elliott been injured?
Exactly.
I agree. I just said he's way worth the money. He's worth the money, but
I would listen. If I'm Dallas, Jerry Jones is correct. You don't need a top running back in order to make it to the Super Bowl. Dallas does. If you're Dallas, you do. That is how Dallas wins Super Bowls. That is.
I got a question for you. What do you think the react? Let's say Zeke gets his $58 million contract. $55 million contract. How do you think that's going to make Prescott feel when they only offer him about 25, 28?
Prescott needs to shut up, deal with it, and understand what he's worth.
No, I'm just telling you, he turned down 30 already. For them to pay two guys over $28 million, that's a big stretch. That's
not 28. We're talking 40.
Exactly. Like
no, but that's what I mean. So for them to pay guys that much, and not only that, you got to look down the line too. Look 2 years down the line when LVE's contract is up and he's looking for money. How much money are they going to have to pay Van Der Esch to keep him on the Cowboys?
But that's
after his rookie contract runs out. You got to, in my eyes, Dallas has to pick right now. They have to pick before the start of the season who they're going to pay, Zeke or Dak. Because in my eyes, only one of them can get that big payday.
Listen, that's why Jerry paid Jalen Smith. You're here every day. I know that you want more money. You're here every day. You're doing the work. You're putting in the work. Also, your story is damn good.
They cannot afford three big contracts. They can't do that. They're going to put them into the luxury tax, and I don't know if they.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. I think that Zeke needs to take a discount. Here's why: he's been in trouble a bunch of times, and like if I'm offered almost as much as Todd Gurley's a bad contract. And the Rams have said as much. The Rams have said Todd Gurley's a bad contract. There's been reports that Todd Gurley's people are like, that was a bad contract. So if you're being offered the second most of Todd Gurley and you had problems, and it's the Cowboys, a team that treats players like royalty until they're dead if they win for them, I don't know. I would take the 10% less than you could get elsewhere, just year to year. And plus, if you hold out, you're going to lose that money for that year.
If Zeke is smart, he will bump it down just a little bit.
To what it's at.
He should.
Listen, this is the difference of him taking this contract and not taking it. If he takes this contract, he maybe doesn't get the money he wants, but he's the second highest paid running back in the league.
Mm-hmm.
If he's smart, he realizes Saquon will be getting money in 2 or 3 years, and I'm going to ask for another contract in 2 or 3 years. I get that slightly gambling on yourself, but if you're not hurt at all, ever, if you're behind an offensive line that is the fucking Cowboys, why not gamble on yourself, take the money you can get right now, and then blow Saquon out of the fucking water in like 2 or 3 years? Like, he's able to do that. Again, the possible.
How old is he?
Dude,
we know
low 20s, guaranteed.
Yeah, Zeke is like what?
If somebody in the chat could look that up, that'd be great.
24.
No, he's 26. You got that looked up?
24. Yep, July 22nd, 1995.
No way he is 26.
24 in 2 years, 26. Running backs can go to 29-30. They can go to 29-30. So if he takes
the dude is making 30 mil. At 27, dude is making 30 mil.
Yeah, if he takes a short-term deal, 3-year deal, I would make him cut it down because I think they want to go 4 years with him on the contract. I would make them cut it down to 3, and then renegotiate. Renegotiate then. Ty,
I agree with that.
I'm
agreeing.
Cut
it down to 3 years.
Maximize the money.
Give me barely more than Le'Veon. I'm still number 2 highest paid. I only have 3 years on this. I have the opportunity to be an MVP behind this offensive line. If Dak doesn't sign, what is the Cowboys' offense? Zeke, take the ball. Zeke, take the ball. Zeke, take the ball.
Like I say, okay. Maybe this forces Jerry into a position. Let's say that the holdout continues because. And I feel that unless you're being the number 1 paid guy in the league, then the holdout should continue. So let's say the holdout does continue. This forces Dak to now go out there and prove, you know what? Maybe I don't take that upgraded contract that I wanted this year. I finish out, and then boom, I play hard this year, And now next year I can request even more money and say, hey, this is what I did the previous years. And now not only I found a way to dump off to Tony Pollard, you gave me Randall Cobb, you gave me Amari Cooper, now you actually gave me receivers. Maybe this is an opportunity for Dak to shine and maybe see if he can get some more money.
Better. He better shine if he wants money.
Hey, you want to talk about this is a make or break year for Prescott. If he doesn't show major improvements this year, I wouldn't pay him anywhere near what he's asking.
He should have taken that $30 million and ran.
He should have just shut his mouth and taken that $30 million. He's an idiot for turning that down. And
you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah. Hey, make sure you guys rate that.
Oh yeah, rate that take.
Yep, 1 through 5. If you got your phone with you, even leave those flame emojis. You know, I like seeing that. That's dope.
I like it. All right, guys. Daniel Jones is 25 for 30 for 369 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in the preseason. Many said, including myself, that he was drafted way too high. If you're the Giants and you want to win, don't you start Jones week 1?
You want me to
go ahead.
Let's go with Bobby since we went with them last time.
Repeat the question.
Sure. Daniel Jones playing really well. Many said he was drafted too high, including myself. If you're the Giants and you want to win, don't you start Daniel Jones in week 1?
No. There's a certain way that things work in the NFL. Let Eli.
Robbie's still in my airtime now.
Oh shit! Go ahead.
Come on, man. This isn't a new thing. We're used to this. Like, come on.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry. I love you.
Strictly interruptions in this bitch.
What's up?
So here's my. I gotta take it off, man, because it's a little. Look at this fucking cheap ass stand.
Okay, so Daniel Jones, the Giants will beat you guys in the Super Bowl again.
You gotta. Is Jones? You don't know what Jones is gonna look like until he plays against the ones, for real.
It's true.
Let's be honest. This is all preseason is 2s and 3s at the best. Maybe the ones sprinkled in for a series or 5 minutes of the first quarter at best. You don't know what you're gonna have with him until he plays a whole NFL game, multiple NFL full games against the ones.
That's a good point.
It's too early. It's too early in the game to tell. Has he performed well? You know, has he kind of opened some people's eyes to say, like, well, maybe he can play in the league? Yeah, people are starting to say maybe the kid. I don't know if he's a number 6 overall pick, but does he belong in the NFL? He's, against the 2s and 3s. He's shown that he can stand in a pocket, and move, and show a pocket presence and deliver some accurate footballs. Yeah, man. I tell you one thing, he's impressed me so far, but I'm not going to definitively say this dude's going to, can this dude start week 1 against the ones?
Dude,
I just don't like Eli Manning, to be honest with you. But let's hear from you, Rumboyz.
I want to. If they're going to start Daniel Jones, I want to see him for 3. I want to see him start 3 games in a row against. And I don't want to see against cupcakes. Like, I want to see him against a legitimate defense.
I feel you. What do you guys think over there, Rumboyz OG? I definitely think that's
so my take is
valid.
I'm not passing judgment on it yet. I got to see. Has he impressed me so far? Yeah.
All right. I'm
not ready to say he can start. Hey. I'm not ready to say he can start.
JD just dropped some fire ass stats about Daniel Jones, and one of those 2 starts was against the Chicago Bears. How in the fuck do you think Daniel Jones throws that and doesn't throw a pick, doesn't fumble the ball against the Bears starting number 1 defense? You are on a lot of
the Bears starting defense. The Bears starting defense would
Patrick Chung, if you think he does that to the number 1 starting.
The Bears starting defense would eat him alive. They would eat him alive.
I agree with any and everything that Bobby just said. I love it. Again, I agree he has to be like against the top defense. Eli is your starter. We saw last year they took Eli out for one game. They had a terrible year. They took Eli out for one game, and Giants fans literally had a hissy fit. It was
they lost their minds.
They blew up. They blew up.
No, please,
So
Eli.
the fact that Giants fans didn't even believe in the own pick of the Giants. Giants fans cried when they picked Daniel Jones. You cannot start the dude week one. You just can't. Let Eli play.
No, you can, because you know what the Giants fans are doing now? Daniel Jones.
I don't.
Daniel Jones.
Okay, but
they are. They're
sorry,
super excited for him.
You let Eli play until you prove to those Giants fans, and they don't have a hissy fit. You let Eli play for 2, 3, 4 weeks. If Eli doesn't do terrible, you run with Eli. It is what it is.
The Giants are going to go as far as Eli
chat,
Manning takes them this year. The Giants are going to go as far as Eli Manning takes them this year.
If Eli sucks, no, the Giants are going absolutely nowhere. They're the fourth.
I feel like that's every football team for the quarterback, though.
If Eli is not good and gives up what he does, or is just not even like, he doesn't even have to like be on a bad side of the interception rate. If he is just not looking good, not giving a spark to the team, not putting people in the seats like usual, which is why I expect this to happen. You put Daniel Jones in, like you do after like a couple
in order for Daniel Jones to start for me, the Giants got to start 2-5. Or 2-4. They start 2-4, 2-5. We'll see Daniel Jones.
I do agree with you guys on that. And Karam said that in the chat. What's up, Robbie?
My turn.
Sam, we don't do that when you interrupt us.
No, I'm talking to Bobby specifically. I'm leaning closely to fucking Bobby.
Oh, you're allowed to do that.
And I'm specifically creating fucking smoke with Bobby. You sit down and listen to here, okay? Listen.
Wait, I didn't even hear what he said. What'd he say?
He didn't say any English. It was kind of a jumbo mix of Robbie go
Southern shit.
Robbie
yeah. Listen, all right. We're not starting Daniel Jones week one. We're starting Eli Manning because it's the right thing to do if you're the Giants organization. Okay? You let this man go out, let him throw his noodle arm passes. And
haven't they suffered enough?
Listen, this is just the way that life goes in the NFL. When you have a legend on your lineup like Eli Manning that's defeated Brady twice.
Hey, when was the last time the Redskins were relevant again? Run that one by me.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And listen.
Robbie was probably 4 years old the last time the Redskins were relevant.
You let Eli Manning ride his time out. Let him retire on his terms, which he's going to do so. You can see it on his face. Did no one else besides myself see the fucking picture of Eli Manning tying his damn shoes next to Daniel Jones while Daniel Jones had the whole press around him?
No, it's clearly Daniel Jones. You know, like the media is getting ready for the transition of leadership in that.
Let this man ride it out, ride off into the sunset. It's going to be a dark sunset because you know this young gunner's right behind you. Daniel Jones, week 4, week 5, latest week 6. That's when I see it. That's when you bring him in. But let Eli get his last little bit out.
It's the Maras, right? The Maras will never let that unless like I told you, unless the team starts off like 2-5, we're not going to see Daniel Jones. They will ride out the season with Eli, unless like if they're even floating around 500, they will still stick with Eli. Because they're going to let him play out his, like you said, they're going to let him play out his career and then end it. But if they start out 2-4, 2-5, but like you said, by week 7, week 8, we probably will see Daniel Jones.
I like to. I love how even Giants fans themselves, and people know what Giants fans I may be talking about, but I love how Giants fans themselves are, as soon as Daniel Jones comes out, does really good, they completely forget about Eli and act like Eli hasn't put up the same stats as Daniel Jones practically this preseason. It's not like it's far fucking apart.
Or they make 19 videos about Daniel Jones in a row.
Oh God, I love you, Daniel Jones. Oh.
They're committed at this point. As soon as they lost Odell, they're committed to the young guns. They're committed to the Daniel Jones and the Saquon Barkley show.
Oh, hey, we got one of the Rumboyz Northeast fans in the stream. What's up, Deuce?
Deuce.
It's the only reason that they will allow halfway through the season for Eli to be taken out. I said last year they had a hissy fit. It was hell on earth when they took Eli out.
Now they're like, get rid of him.
The Giants organization will now be okay to take Eli out, but they're going to have to go a week or two until they start hearing Eli sucks. Put Daniel Jones in, and then they're going to go, ha, what's up? Now we can't even get
Didn't Giants fans last year in one of the games boo Eli relentlessly for like a whole quarter?
Probably.
The NFC East is a very rough place to play. Hold on. The NFC East is a very rough place to play. Like, so I don't fault Giants fans for that. Giants fans are infamous for flipping their shit. Like, they're infamous for being like, Eli sucks. And
that's New York fans.
Yeah, that's New York.
It just depends on the game. Eli could throw 2 touchdowns and like 150 yards, and like he's.
We all know the toughest sports markets. We all know the toughest sports markets to play in, man. L.A., Boston, and New York.
How many times did we hear? J Love,
you bastard.
Jordan Love, holla at me when you get a fucking ring.
I literally only did that because I knew that would fire him up.
Holla at me when you get a ring. Like, your division has like what, 2-3 rings total? Shut up.
Hey man, they have one of the best Super Bowls. Don't you dare try and.
You did not just defend a Super Bowl they lost.
I said one of the best.
Wait.
Dude, I'm not doing this.
James
I'm
Harrison,
finishing what I was trying to say.
James Harrison's 99 yard interception. Bro.
They lost. Ty. They lost. Jordan Love likes losers. All right.
We should
let you when you get one in this century.
Now,
let's finish it. My bad, J-Love. My bad.
The New York fans and the New York media itself are the only ones I have found out in my personal and professional experience and opinion are the only ones that are allowed to flip their takes and flip their shit. They're the only ones that are allowed to be like, fuck Daniel Jones, but then be like, yay, Daniel Jones. Okay?
Just swallowing that shit, Robbie.
They did the same thing, if you do not remember, when Eli Manning was drafted and they had swapped Phillip Rivers for Eli Manning. That was a whole big boo. No, why do we take Eli? No. People were fucking livid. Okay? This happens all the time in New York Giants history.
They're always pissed about something.
Exactly. New York, it's okay. We get it. You don't really know what the fuck you really want.
Hey, you know what? Not to totally change subjects, but Kristaps Porzingis. He gets drafted. They booed him out the goddamn building.
Yes, they booed
out the building.
How many times did we hear "fuck Rodriguez"? "Fuck Jeter"? We heard that so many times, but then it was like, "Oh, Jeter's gonna retire. Oh my God, I love him. Oh, Alex Rodriguez is an announcer now for the Yankees." Like, shut the fuck up.
Lucky J Love's on fire right now, bro.
He's telling you, dude. Hey, let's go to Bobby. Do you have any final words on this subject?
Oh, jeez.
What? Let me school this young buck. Let me school this young nigga really quick.
Ty's probably the whitest person in this chat right now.
Damn! Yo, I'm still peeling. What the fuck from Illinois?
Ty's not white. Ty's
we are going to get to the Raiders in a minute, Deuce.
Yo, I'm clear.
The past 5 Super Bowls out of the NFC, how many of them? Yo, you participated and lost. You have participated and lost. Listen, Jordan Love, I don't want to hear from a fucking division of losers.
Okay, Love, why'd you fire him up, dude? Why?
Like,
you literally, it's a fucking lawnmower. You're just fucking brr, 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 brr. Oh, let me hit the fucking pump.
The Cardinals have an interesting history. They have an interesting history. They used to be the Chicago Cardinals a long time ago.
yes,
right.
they did.
People forget.
Right.
Good job, JD.
Yeah, Karam, I am all about Chicago. So is Ty. I mean, not all about. I like sports in general, but I'm a hometown guy. Let's go to the next topic, though.
Yes.
In Miami. What's that? Next topic.
Windy City, Cam.
Windy City.
Man,
in Miami.
Windy City.
Josh Rosen is in a tight quarterback
Windy
battle.
City, these nuts, Ty.
Windy City, these nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Josh Rosen is in a tight quarterback battle with veteran quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick. Who would you pick? Let's go to Rumboyz OG.
It's not a tight matchup. Fitzmagic's taking it all day. You want to put butts in seats, you take Fitzmagic. You run that shit.
Yards is Rosen.
I don't give a damn. Josh Rosen is not someone you want to have or are confident in. Fitzmagic is absolutely a boss, and I would put him in. That's the end of my take. That's it.
I can't believe I'm going to agree.
Like, dude.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Ty, but I do. You start.
You got leprechaun nuts there? What?
I disagree, but I want to hear your reasons.
I agree. I agree with Ty. You start not only for the fact of putting asses in seats, but just overall, you know what you have with Fitzpatrick. You know what his skill set is. You know what he brings to the table. You've seen it over. Will he be inconsistent? Yes, but is he a grizzled veteran and knows how to handle himself in games better than Rosen? Absolutely. I have zero faith in Josh Rosen. I don't like
Hold up.
I just don't think he'll survive in this league.
He says something that triggered me.
Let me do it first. Hey, how much shit this whole panel? How much shit do we talk about Jameis Winston? Worst quarterback in football.
A lot.
I think Rosen over Winston. I think Rosen over Winston.
Fitzmagic took the same offense and lit it the fuck up.
For 2 weeks.
I don't care if it's 2 weeks. Lit it up. You put him in. You let him play. I get you're looking at the future. You blah blah blah. You're an idiot for even getting Rosen. To be honest with you,
but you did. Here's my point. You got Rosen, guys. You got him. You got to figure out what you have with Rosen. You can't just not. You want to know
what I think ruined Josh Rosen? You want to know what I think ruined Josh Rosen?
Confidence.
When the Cardinals threw him to the Wolves last year.
Confidence.
No, that didn't ruin him. Listen, no, let me
they threw him to the Wolves. Wait, listen. Hear me out. They threw him to the Wolves way too early. He was not ready to start in an NFL.
They thrown to the Wolves wasn't the best thing they had.
I mean, no, but he.
Thrown to the Wolves wasn't the best thing they had.
They didn't have a choice but to do that,
bro.
They didn't have a choice. You know what I mean? The Cardinals
I already beat that.
But they threw him to the Wolves. It was not good. Like,
he's pissing me off.
It ruined his confidence. It ruined.
You get the glass from our LA trip.
I'm listening.
But you know,
I'm listening to him too because he's telling me the fuck off.
They put him in way too early. And they expected way too much out of him.
I got this.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
And it ruined him. And then
are you ready for me to eat you the fuck alive? Are you ready for me to eat you the fuck alive?
You could go for
like the beef jerky you should have seen. I'm gonna eat you the fuck alive like the beef jerky you should have seen. I still have shit that I have to send out, so I can't talk shit. Listen, Bobby, I'm sorry. I love you dearly. You're my brother.
Let me put that on the board.
And we were supposed to.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Jordan loves talking so much shit.
Dude, J-Love, if you just did not have a Sox logo, I would.
Josh Rosen was the best that they had. So they worked with it. Steve Wilkes got forced out far too soon. Far too soon. Now you have Cliff Kingsbury. Now you have Kyler Murray. Me and you, we talked about this the other day. Okay, over the phone. If the second that Kyler Murray could possibly end up being a bust, we proved that the Cardinals front office is the problem.
Yeah.
The Cardinals offensive line is the problem. If Kyler Murray cannot be successful, let me tell you something about Josh Rosen last night when I called that dead-ass game that none of y'all that are showing up now didn't even fucking show up to. Shouts to everyone that did show up to that game because I fucking love you. When I called the Miami Dolphins game last night, that offense was drastically different from when Fitzpatrick was in and from when Rosen was in.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying start Rosen because I'm all for start a veteran over a fucking rookie. And that's my take in regards to any rookie, no matter who it is and who the fuck I interviewed.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I would start Fitzpatrick. I said that.
But
I start Rosen.
But you're not going to sit here and tell me off of the sample size that I've seen that this motherfucker can't come in and start week 1 and win the job. Rosen can do this shit. Rosen is nice.
The reason I think you should start is because you invested in getting him. You can't waste him. Yeah, you can't just waste it. And if he sucks, put in Fitzpatrick. It's as simple as that. What were you gonna say, Bobby? You have the floor.
Bobby was ranting, and you guys missed what JD said, but he said that exact thing. You committed to Rosen. You're in rebuild mode. Why not let Rosen start? At this point, again,
who cares if you lose?
my situation, you want to make money while you're the worst team in the NFL. You want to put butts in seats. It's Fitz magic.
Yes.
If you want to
But
see,
it's purely that.
if you want to see how your team does in the future, you want to see the potential. You want to see the after Brady.
That's what I would do.
Listen.
Done.
Towards the end of the season, Rosen did not look bad for the Arizona Cardinals. He actually figured out that my O-line sucks. I need to do X, Y, and Z in order to get passes to Christian Kirk, in order to get passes to Larry Fitzgerald, utilize David Johnson, so on and so forth. This man knows how to learn, and he knows the game, and he's a student of the game.
I mean, Miami's line is an upgrade, but here's the thing with Miami, right? The left side of Miami's line is good. It's the right side that's going to give Rosen trouble. Miami needs a right guard and a right tackle really bad.
You know what? Because of you taking Fitzpatrick, and then you taking Fitzpatrick. No. And you taking Fitzpatrick, you both convinced me more reasons. After me calling the game last night, you both convinced me more reasons as to why we should fuck with Rosen.
I just told you why I took it.
I just think why waste your time? I mean, you know what Fitzpatrick is.
No, Bobby pissed me off. I hope Rosen balls out.
Good fucking topic, JD.
All right, next topic. Let's go.
I like.
All right. Does Baker Mayfield talk too much? I don't remember who went last.
Somebody will say something. Somebody will say.
All right,
something.
Bobby, you go first.
No, let them go first. They go first. Go ahead.
Let them go first. He's like, no, fuck them. Yo,
let them go first. Go ahead.
Did you hear the way that he said, let them go first? That was a no, fuck you. Let them go
that round.
You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Let's go first, Ty. You go ahead.
Does Baker talk too much? Absolutely not.
No.
I want more.
You look. There are certain sports in life that you need to have trash talk.
You gotta have that moxie.
I will say, like, not to totally switch it, but this is my only point on it. You cannot be an MMA fighter unless you have the thought in your mind that I will beat the absolute piss.
Masvidal.
Absolute piss out of the dude in front of you. Baker Mayfield is what he is because he thinks I will beat the absolute piss out of the dude in front of me. It is perfect. You do not see soft quarterbacks doing even Tom Brady even. I get he's not a trash talker, but every single game he gives you that like running fuck.
He's got an ego, yeah.
He gives it to you every game. He has his own mental fire. Baker might express it a little more, but you need that to be elite. You do. I get there's quiet guys. Drew Brees is a quiet guy that just slowly but surely lights it the fuck up.
How do you feel about his Daniel Jones comments, Ty?
I feel like that, honestly, at first when I heard it, I feel like he was maybe overstepping a little bit because I feel like there wasn't a reason for him to necessarily trash another quarterback.
He didn't trash him.
He kind of trashed him.
That's unfair to me.
I mean, that's not something a quarterback.
I tell you one thing. I love Baker Mayfield's swag. I love that they got a player like that on the Browns. I love that swag.
It gives the Browns an identity. It gives the Browns a player to look at.
The whole team, to me, kind of has. But see, here's the thing with Baker. Like, the team followed suit. The team had that swag that he had last year when he still, he brought like a spark to that team with that swag. So it's like and it's him, man. Every quarterback's different. Like you said, quiet guys are like I love that. I love the swag that he plays with. And the attitude and the staring Jackson down on the sidelines. Like, I love that attitude, man. Like, I want to see more of that from Baker this year because the dude, listen, not only does he has that attitude, but his play backs it up, man. He's good. He is real good.
And honestly, I get that we're talking about Baker, but it's not just that. Anybody on any team has an attitude and you follow it. Like, straight up, Khalil Mack joins the Bears. What happened to that defense? They fucking muscled up. They turned it up. They wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You hear about
as soon as Baker got on the field, the swag, the attitude, it permeated through everybody. It permeated through everyone.
Drew Brees down in New Orleans. Again, I just said he's a quiet guy, but you hear about guys like Michael Thomas and all them. I don't want to miss a play because of Drew Brees. Drew Brees makes me not want to drop the ball because he's a quiet guy, but Drew works so hard. If Baker's on their asses, fired up, trying to get W's, trying to win games, everyone else will follow suit. Odell will stop being a baby. He will do nothing but
You know why I also like that swag? Because you got to have with that much attitude with that much attitude on
charisma.
one team, you got to have one guy. If one guy can corral all that attitude, all that swag, all that diviness that those receivers have, if one guy can corral that like Baker, like I told you guys before, Ty and Ra, that if Baker's the guy to catalyze that. To catalyze that team, with the offensive and defensive talent that they have, they're going to make a lot of noise.
Yeah, they can. Very much so.
You need that cornerstone of a franchise to corral those guys and point them and point the ship in one direction. If that swag that Baker has, if he can do that, this Browns team this season is dangerous.
If he wakes up feeling dangerous every day, they're in good shape.
Exactly. I want him to wake up and feel dangerous every single goddamn day. I'm all for Baker Mayfield. I'm a huge proponent of Baker Mayfield.
I love
him. He's the most relatable damn quarterback in the league to a lot of us in fucking real life. Who else can run from the cops and then go out there and throw up goddamn 2-3 touchdowns a game?
Or shotgun a beer with your teeth at a baseball game.
When he shotgun that beer, that was badass.
I'm all for Baker Mayfield. He has moxie. He has swag. I want to see more of Baker Mayfield doing just this. Just what he did.
He has the right mindset.
Like people say, talk the talk and walk the walk. Baker might talk himself in the game, but he went out.
That was awesome. I'm sorry. That was not me. My last thing. Oh my god. I honestly, I totally even lost it because I'm just laughing too hard at the fucking Bobby situation that just fucking happened.
Sorry.
Oh,
No, like one of you better fucking
Bobby's
finish.
like, "Fuck y'all."
I didn't mean to yell at Bobby, so
I'm
now I'm
sorry.
like fucking mad at myself that I just yelled at Bobby.
I'm sorry.
No, Bobby, finish.
All right, let's get these things. Hell yeah, Mike D, no problem. Mike
Bobby
D, yeah,
finishes.
Favre equals Baker. But let's finish these takes up.
We need help.
No, Bobby finishes.
I already said mine, man. We're good.
Oh, you got yours? Okay.
You know, say what you were gonna say. Since you made me
Finish
yell
on
at him.
I lost it, man. I lost it. That was priceless.
Wow.
I love you, Bobby. You know I do.
I lost it.
All right. I mean, I think he talks a little bit too much. You shouldn't talk about Duke Johnson. You shouldn't talk about your teammates. You should only be supportive. But at the same time, you know, Moxie's Moxie, and we'll see if he can walk the walk, like Bobby said.
What
That's
were
my
you
take.
gonna say?
Dude, I for like 3-4 minutes I had it so on point, and then I died laughing, and I just totally lost it. I'm not even
Fuck
kidding.
you.
By the way, the chat's on fire tonight.
Hell yeah, you guys are great.
Hey,
Thanks for
shout out the chat. Shout out the chat.
We really appreciate you guys. Everyone, just remember to smash the like, share your friends so we can get an even bigger chat. Go to rumboyz.com and we'll get ready for the next topic. Are you guys ready?
Please,
All right,
Yeah,
let's
I'm
do
ready.
it.
please.
Rate
Um,
the states.
Who should start for the Washington Redskins? Should it be Case Keenum or Dwayne Haskins?
No, you did not make
This
that
is
a
an easy
topic.
question.
You not like that topic?
No, that's a beautiful topic. That's
Oh,
so
it's beautiful.
good. It's
Okay,
so
great.
good it hurts.
What's up, Pedro? Welcome.
Do we let Robbie start or interrupt
I
everybody?
think
What do you
Robbie
guys
should
think?
start because he's a Skins fan,
It's Robbie's team. Let him start. Go ahead, Robbie.
Washington fan. So he's got to take that shot first. Yep. Everybody, cheers. Cheers to me. Cheers to you.
Well, since we did that solo, cheers to me. Bobby.
Cheers to you.
There it is.
All
JD.
the Rumboyz.
Girls, what it do,
What
baby?
it do?
Yo, Bobby's the real one with the moonshine there.
Yeah, he's
Man, Bobby's getting fucking smashed.
Yo, Bobby should get moonshine on fucking white glass.
Rumboyz Northeast got this tonight.
How much to send me one of those? My mom used to make like 7 of those. How much to send me?
Smashed.
We'll talk
I
about
love
it offline.
Right. Whoa, that was water.
He
What
make-
the
he makes. It's made in 5-gallon jugs, so I got plenty of it.
Send it with my
I want
jersey.
3 mason jars.
So I'll go ahead and start this one. Who should start week 1 for the Skins? You know,
They love his
it's
body
so
and takes
obvious. It's so obvious.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
I'm not even close, J Love. Not even close.
Keep going.
He's seen me at that point. Los Angeles. I would never do that again.
Keep going. We're losing topics.
You know, it's got to be Case Keenum to start week 1. Because he is the more veteran presence. The problem is that we don't have a quarterback. Now, I did get intel today that there are talks happening that could get the Redskins an extra weapon that could make it easier for either Case Keenum or Dwayne Haskins.
Ground game or air
What
weapon.
what are you talking about exactly? Care to elaborate?
Trent Williams could go to the Minnesota Vikings
For one of their 2 receivers.
for a receiver that is from the area on that team, Stephon Diggs. And
We would never get rid of
Why
Diggs.
would they
That's
get rid of
fucking
Diggs?
stupid.
there are talks.
The
If the
Vikings-
Redskins can fleece the Minnesota Vikings for Stephon Diggs, I will laugh in the face of Viking fans.
I'd be
Yo,
happy as hell.
Dumbest decision they will ever make.
Dragons Bar
Great.
He's joining on Sportscast for
They will
Dilly
be the
Dilly.
joke of the NFL if they trade Diggs.
So
Oh, man.
I will call up QC tomorrow morning and laugh in his face about the Vikings if they trade Diggs away.
Jordan Love, I am not
Since you're making it up.
I am not making this up. It is a thing.
Well, the Redskins aren't smart enough to pull that trade off anyway, so we should just
You have
worry.
to give up some draft picks. At the very
Hey,
minimum.
I'll let you get that. You're right. We're not smart enough to do that. Like, fuck, we got to do
Bobby,
it.
is that your take, though? They're not smart enough to do that?
No, but all in all, you start Case Keenum. He's a more better presence. Dwayne Haskins will come along. Dwayne Haskins wants to have a Hall of Fame type of career. So for him, he is fine and willing to sit behind Case Keenum. Let it be. But that is something that has come up.
Robbie, when do you think Haskins Robbie, do you think Haskins starts at all this year?
Yes.
What week?
Probably 8 or 9.
Towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
All right, Tyler, you want to go next, or you want to take it away?
We'll figure out a way to kiss it all away.
Smartly, I agree that you probably go Keenum because he's the veteran, but like just for shits and gigs and because I think it's funny, I'm going Dwayne Haskins, dude. Like, you guys are in rebuild mode. There's 2 teams ahead of you that I'm sorry, I've said multiple times. The Redskins are not winning the division. If they win the division, I will absolutely be the one dude on this fucking stand wearing his Sean Taylor jersey saying motherfucking Redskins all day and singing Redskins.
I want to see Ty sing hail to the Redskins.
Bring it, Bobby. Bring it.
Dude,
what do you think about it, Bobby?
I'm just saying, man. Like, you commit to rebuild.
Here's my. I think it's going to be. I think that decision's going to come down to probably the last minute with the Skins. If they do start Case Keenum in front of Haskins, Case is going to have a very short leash. Very short leash. I'm talking first 3 or 4 games. Very short leash. If he doesn't perform well to start the season the first month, then they will make that move. Like Keenum in general as a quarterback, if you have him on your team, like this goes for any team, like any team with Case Keenum, whether it was the Redskins or anybody, you should have a very short leash with him because he's one of those guys where when he loses it bad.
I think it totally depends on the playbook. Like, if Haskins has grasped the playbook, then throw him in there. But if he hasn't grasped the playbook 100%, then give him a few weeks, you know?
And he has, yeah, this
is why you have that short leash with Keenum, you know? Yeah. Give Keenum the first month. If he performs well in the teams, let's say the team's 3-1 in the first month, in month number 1.
You stay with it.
What the 3-1?
I don't think they're going to be 3-1, but maybe.
Maybe. This is what I'm saying. If they're
not have receivers.
If they're 3-1 or 2-2, then let them ride it out. If they're under 500 in the first month, then maybe week 5 or 6 you consider putting. Let's start Haskins week 6 or week 7 and see what happens.
Okay,
I like it.
I'm with you.
All right. Who is the best tight end in football? Let's start with Ty.
Oh, thank you, Lord. Travis Kelce. End of conversation. End of debate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kelce.
After Kelce, the drop off is severe.
There's
Kittle.
There's three.
Okay. So let's after the big three. After Kittle, Kelce, and Ertz, the drop off from there is like stupid.
Everyone knows about my Holy Trinity theory. Listen, I've preached the Holy Trinity theory throughout the duration of at least the last 3 weeks.
Forever.
If you have an opportunity in your fantasy drafts to go and get Kelce, to go and get Kittle,
tell him, Mike D,
to go and get Ertz, you go and you do that.
Hey, Mike D, I got one thing for you. I got one thing for you, Mike D, though. How'd the Lions do against the Patriots in the preseason? And that was preseason.
Dude,
hold on. They didn't Hawk get a TD tonight.
Dude, he had a lot of yards tonight. That fired JD up. That made my.
I love the Hawkinsons. My cousin knows them, and knows them well, and I love them. They're great.
But here's the thing. I do think the Patriots should have drafted Hawkinson. They would have
had to trade up like a bunch of picks to get him.
That's not the question. Who is the best tight end?
I would have the best tight end in football.
Hawkinson, in my opinion, was the best tight end in the draft.
Football.
He didn't get the TD. 52 receptions though.
Does anyone not agree, Kelsey?
Or 52 yards, 3 receptions.
Best tight end. Just give me one.
Yeah,
name.
Kelsey. Yeah.
Best tight end, Bobby.
No, I totally agree. Kelsey, absolutely. Yeah.
Kittle because he took shit. He took shit, dude. Kelsey has Mahomes, and he had Alex Smith.
Okay,
Kittle
but that
took nothing and broke a record.
That qualifies as being the best tight end. That qualifies as making you the best tight end.
Because you still had all those weapons and still 8.
I mean, yeah, exactly. He doesn't. I mean, I give it to Kittle, but it's Kelsey's has the most playmaking ability. I would give him that.
So JD, you're in a fantasy draft and you have to select the first tight end. Who are you taking? Kittle?
It's Kittle or Kittle or Kelsey.
I'll gladly take your leftovers of Kelsey. Gladly.
Next topic.
All right, next topic. All right, guys.
Hey, really quick. No more nothing. Wait, that just made me super happy. Like that just made my dick hard knowing that he'll pass on Kelsey for me to get him.
Somebody put his chubby away. Next question.
All right.
Y'all are gonna lose anyways. I'm gonna whoop all of y'all asses.
Minnesota Vikings.
I'll see you tomorrow. After fucking noon.
Bobby, my only goal is to beat you twice.
Oh
NFC.
shit! Hold on. Before we get into the next topic.
Ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen.
3, 2, 1.
Bam, bam.
Happy birthday!
Oh, never mind. We're switching the topic now.
Hey,
What's up, guys?
Let's get old. Hey, hold up. Before we do anything, Louis, get you a shot or something to drink.
I'm about to go get a shot.
Happy
Yo,
birthday,
hold on.
you
Yeah,
fuck.
we're gonna go fucking. Yo, it's your birthday, you fuck. Yeah.
Oh,
For those
happy
of you,
birthday.
hold up. For those of you who don't know, it is old Rumboyz LA's birthday today. So for those of you who don't know, it is old Rumboyz
Wow.
King Louis.
Happy birthday,
I
Louis.
really did this. It's all became. This is all started.
Happy
because
birthday,
of
my man. Hope you had a good day.
Thank you.
Louis.
I did. I'm just getting back right now.
Hey, that's all right. We waited topic for you.
Show break. Breaking the show right now.
Louis,
Happy
we broke
birthday,
out the
your
good
love.
stuff. We broke out the
Cheers.
good stuff tonight, Lou.
I know. I saw that. I was driving back.
Hey, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The Rum Fam telling you what's up. Dragon Butterfly dropping that happy B-Day.
Thanks, Dragon.
Hunter Burke with that happy B-Day. Joe,
Louis in the building.
J Love.
Yo,
J Love, you should have called me. I would have FaceTimed you and had a shot with you, bro. Dead ass.
I was over here trying to get back. I promise.
Hey, let me get a happy B-Day, a belated birthday for J Love.
Happy birthday, J Love.
Happy birthday,
Hell yeah,
J Love.
bro. We
Come on,
appreciate
man.
it.
He
Happy
deserves it.
birthday, J Love.
Mike D
Yeah,
with
happy belated.
Mike D with the cheers. KM with the happy B-Day. Yes, sir.
What's up, K-Dog?
Welcome.
Q-Dog. All right, I have a topic specifically. We had it last week, but I want Louis' take on it. So we'll just start off with that right off the bat. So Jimmy Garoppolo threw 5 interceptions in a row in practice, and then he throws for 0 yards and an interception in the preseason game. Is this a big deal for you as a 49ers fan, or no deal at all?
Yo, we got to stop bashing Jimmy G, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you mean old porn star
And
Jimmy?
we got to get Louis' take on it. He wasn't here last week, so we got to get his take on it.
Old porn star Jimmy.
He's
yo,
getting it.
I'm seeing all the birthday love come in. I do appreciate it, everyone. I really do. But for Jimmy G, honestly, I think right now what it is more mental. He hasn't played in over a year, and I think everybody was expecting him to come in and realistically, with those 5 games when he first started, he was a savior. 2.5 games that he played last year, he was okay. And then this year in preseason, he's not showing it. So, I mean, I read today or yesterday, one of those things, Shanahan was going to play him in a half. And realistically, I think that's what you need to do. You need to play him. Get him back into playing style, because realistically, one drive is not going to do it when you've been out, especially with the guy who is probably concerned about getting hit. He needs to take a big hit, get rocked,
And get back up and see.
get back up. Yes.
and then be like, "Oh, it's okay." I
mean,
agree with they shake
yeah,
off the
but
rust.
realistically, am I worried? Yeah, you have to be. I mean, but at the same time, it takes great talent to throw 5 interceptions in a row.
Louis, Louis, if you want, Louis, here's some a little bit of like consolation for you, man. Jimmy G, even when we had him, he was never a training camp guy, ever. Training camp or preseason. All the time that he spent in New England, his training camps and preseasons were terrible. His OTAs were awful.
Mm-hmm.
He is a light it up in the regular season, turn it up when it counts kind of guy. Because, like I said, he had preseasons and off seasons and OTAs that were horrid, man. He looked terrible.
Right.
But when the regular season rolled around, the focus was it was laser focused on what was the task at hand, man. So to me, it's just the way he is. He's just not a preseason he's just not a preseason guy.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I like how you use laser focus. I can tell you're a Patriot guy.
Yeah, we can tell you're a Patriot guy.
We can definitely tell you're a Patriot.
Take that we're doing right now.
It's not. Sit down and I'll do my take, and you can.
Hold on a second.
Mike D says,
Hold on.
Jimmy does his business in front of the camera.
Oh,
No.
I got a Patriots tattoo.
Does he have a Patriots tattoo?
He does. What a fag, he says. All right, so look, my thing with Jimmy G. All right, so the bottom line, JD, the question is big deal or not, right?
Yeah, the big deal or not. We asked this last week, but after that was before he played the game.
Yeah, after throwing a pick in the game, we're talking about Jimmy G, 5 interceptions, same thing as last week, but he threw a pick in the preseason game, big deal or not. My take on it is I said big deal last week. My thing with it is I'm also going to say big deal because we've seen plenty of backups make their money and then not go anywhere with it. I think Jimmy G is the kind of guy to switch that around, take the money, and go somewhere with it. But what Louis said, I feel like he is too afraid to get hit right now. That is a major factor in being a quarterback. That is 70% of it. Ben Roethlisberger is not afraid to take a hit. You see the dude shedding tackles, flipping people over him, blah, blah, blah. Jimmy G.
Robbie, remember me and you talked about this off cam? It was kind of a Gordon Hayward situation with Jimmy G. It was all mental. Remember we talked about that?
Listen.
Was that off camera? I think that was on camera.
It was both on camera too.
It was all mental. It's all mental with him. It's the same thing with Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward's afraid to drive to the hoop and shoot the shots that he used to shoot because he's afraid of landing wrong on his leg again.
Well, I mean, can you blame him though?
I can't blame him.
That Gordon Hayward injury was nasty.
But you have to break through that. In order to be successful, you have to break through that mental barrier, or you're never going to be what you used to be. You're never going to be.
I'm going to say it's a big deal. And part of what I'm going to say why it's a big deal is because you showed me evidence in practice, and I acted like it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I'm thinking if I'm Shanahan, I saw you doing it in practice, and I acted like it wasn't that big of a deal. I had to sit in front of the media and act like shit was all good. But then you went out there and you went in preseason in an actual game and you showed your ass.
Yeah, he's not a preseason guy, though.
It doesn't matter, though. But the thing is it's a big deal. And going to you, Robbie, Shanahan thinks it's a big deal because of the fact that he's going to play him in at least half the game. Quarter 1 and 2, they're going to play him. So even the coaches to Shanahan, it's a big deal. So, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
I like it.
Pray for Jimmy G. That's all I got.
What's that?
Pray for Jimmy G. That's all I got.
Jimmy G, yeah.
I thought when the dude Patriots, I thought he was going places.
Hold on. Before we proceed, cheers to this man. Happy birthday, Louis.
Happy birthday, Louis.
And happy anniversary to Brian and his wife.
I feel like Louis should say cheers to me.
Hold on. I feel like Louis.
Because I don't know.
I feel like Louis should do it how we do on our show, and then also do it how he does on his show.
He should just do his.
Louis, you man.
Do both.
Show.
Louis.
So
I don't know what I'm doing.
Hold on. All right. So I'll do the first one. And you gotta do the fantasy football bar cheers. All right.
There we go. Okay. We can do that.
All right. So you're not gonna take your shots yet, guys. Just so we know. Cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do?
Dilly, guys.
All right, ready? Para arriba.
Para arriba.
Abajo. Al centro. Adentro.
Abajo. Arento.
Happy birthday.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
That's in. All right. Well, I do have a few other topics, but Jordan Love brought up one about the Bears. I gotta talk about the Bears.
Chat want us to talk about what looks like the AFC West.
Tyler don't want to talk about the Bears.
David Montgomery, starting running back. Bottom line.
You don't think he should be? Okay, let's talk about it. So
he should be. He said he should be.
Oh, he should be. Okay. Well, Jordan Love says. What's that?
Bring it. Fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk about
the David Montgomery hype, whether you're buying it. Do you buy the David Montgomery hype? That's the question. And I'll start with Ty. You say no, or you say yes, obviously.
I say yes. David, okay, if the bottom question is the David – okay, so the question should be in my mind is the David Montgomery hype real? Do you see him coming in as the starting role as opposed to Tyreek Cohen? That's a good question. We can agree on that?
Yeah,
so,
that's the question.
So this is going to be one of those things where I say that based on ADP and what we see that happens, and even based off the Rumboyz draft guide, I am all in on all shares of David Montgomery based off of interviewing him and looking him into his eyes. This is a kid that's ready to fucking eat. I posted last night something in reference to my favorite animal in the wild, sharks. You ever just look at someone and you realize you're a fucking shark? You're about what you're going to do. You're about your business. You're about going out there, taking the next snap, touching the ball, and going to David Montgomery.
You're about no bullshit. You're strictly play.
David Montgomery is a shark. Listen, Chicago has not had a true three-down guy in a hot minute, and I think they're about to find out in the next year and a half to two if they actually got one.
I like that.
Matt Forte was that guy. I think that this is going to be the next fruition, and I think that Tariq Cohen in the next year and a half to 2.5 years could be a guy that's going to be used as trade bait. I don't even know if Tariq Cohen is going to see the same touches that he did in the past. I think
stress me out, Robbie.
Real deal. I think David Montgomery is a real deal, and he's here to stay.
Montgomery's definitely going to give Cohen a run for his money. He definitely will.
Elaborate. Keep going.
I'm going to go. Yeah. Why do you think that?
JD, go next.
All right. I was at camp, and the one thing I did notice is when they were doing this scrimmage, they would switch in and out, between the two. So I could seriously see this being like a D'Angelo Williams and Jordan Stewart situation from like a couple of years back, where they just keep switching in. It depends on the matchup, who's the starting running back. But I trust Tariq Cohen more. I've seen him make some incredible plays. Montgomery, maybe he is that dude. Maybe he is the next Matt Forte. Maybe he's that guy. But right now, I would, if I'm the Bears, although I don't know where Matt Nagy sits, I would just be like, all right, well, Cohen's the starter right now, at least.
Right now, you have to. Right now, if you're the Bears, you have to do exactly
really good.
What you're accurate for right now.
Well, Montgomery in that aspect, and if you're gonna switch in and out with Montgomery that much, then it will keep Tyreek Cohen fresh. Tyreek Cohen will always have fresh.
We're gonna realize something this season.
When Tyreek Cohen is fresh and rested, we all know what he's capable of.
He's a physical specimen. He's very, very fast.
Go ahead, Louis.
Can I weigh in here?
Yeah, let's do it, Louis.
So there's two aspects. If we're talking about fantasy football and we're talking about just football.
Yes, motherfucking hit it on the head. Before you even say anything, you blew that out the water. That's exactly where I was going with it.
Yeah, I think Montgomery is going to make the Bears. Now, this is non-fantasy. Montgomery is going to make the Bears so much better.
Yes.
Why? Because when you had it's one of those things when you had Howard in and when you had Cohen in, you knew what the Bears were going to do with those RBs. They were either going to run or they were going to pass, or they were going to do a wheel outside with Cohen somehow.
So true.
He was not going to run between the tackles. And with Montgomery, it makes it so much more dangerous because the fact is that he can run and he can catch. So now they have some versatility with Montgomery. Now for fantasy, Cohen, they have said that Cohen's role will not change.
Okay.
Montgomery is going to be a PPR guy and between the tackle guys. And the thing is with the Bears, they move the ball. Who do you want on the goal line? Do you want Cohen or do you want Montgomery?
Depends on the play, but I don't know. I haven't seen Montgomery against the Bruins. That's the problem.
Give me Montgomery.
I want Montgomery all day.
Yes.
We'll see.
But like I said, like Montgomery's going to keep Cohen fresh. He's going to keep him rested.
I don't think he's going to keep Cohen fresh. I think they're going to be used the exact same way. The only difference is that Montgomery's going to have more versatility.
They might even be used together in the same package. You don't even know. Like, I mean, Nagy is very, very smart. He's an offensive mind. So we'll see.
All right, time on my take.
All right.
All right. I think David Montgomery is going to be similar, as absolutely weird as this sounds. I feel like it's going to be similar to a Daniel Jones situation. Cohen will start. Cohen will be the guy for the first couple of weeks. Montgomery will blow it out the water. Dude will all of a sudden be that like, shit, let's have David Montgomery. And instead, Cohen will be fresh. Cohen will bust plays out as he does. Montgomery will be the in-between tackles type of guy, but he can, like Louis said, he can kind of make that outside catch. He can make the outside runs, like blah, blah, blah. Like he can do a little bit more than Jordan Howard did. You won't know when Montgomery's in and Tyree Cohen's in. You won't know which exact play it's going to be. So I think that helps the Bears football-wise. Fantasy-wise, I'm nervous just to take either of them because I think they're going to share carries by the end of the year. But honestly, in just a basic question from JD, I think Montgomery is absolutely going to be a dynamite player for the Bears, and I think he's going to be great. Honestly, again, like Robert said, we saw the dude in the elevator while we were both literally dressed up, watches on, fly as hell, ready to go out in the town of LA for the first time that I'd ever been out in LA. First time I'd ever been out in LA, and we saw David Montgomery in the elevator and said, "Yo, you going out to party tonight?"
And he was like,
"What do you say?"
Hey,
like, nah,
hey,
bro.
so one of my guys, one of the Rumboyz Northeast guys wants to know our opinion as a chat on the Raiders.
Well, after this, damn it, we're talking about the Bears.
Okay, yeah, we can do that for sure.
No fucking bit. Duh, Bears. All right, I'll end
Bears.
David Montgomery.
Man, fuck the City and the Bears.
Look, he is going to work. He is going to work his ass off. He will take over the starting job at least 2 out of 3 downs after week 6, in my opinion. Cohen comes in because he's that guy, but I think after a while Montgomery becomes the guy.
The guy, yeah.
The explosion type of dude.
So here's a question for you, Ty. Do you now that you have a 3-down back in Montgomery, would you trade Cohen
for the right price?
A couple years
but I'm telling you,
if you have a 3-down back, that is the question though. If you have a 3-down back, would you trade Cohen?
I want
mid-season.
a fucking price on that dude.
No, we're going to the Super Bowl with both running backs. Period.
Mid-season next year, no. Mid-season next year, no.
Depends on how next year goes.
Maybe next year.
No. So you'll ride out this year with Cohen and Montgomery.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, if Montgomery is a pure solid 3-down back and proves himself, do you trade Cohen?
It depends what I get. Listen, the Bears right now are not a team to look to the future. They're not. I'm sorry. Their defense is too good to look to the future. If I'm getting a draft pick, blah, 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 I don't want that. If I'm getting a quality number 2 receiver, I'll take it. If I'm getting something on defense, probably not. My defense is good enough to keep Cohen. I'm not taking it. If I get a lineman to help protect Trubisky, good enough.
So how about this? So how about a number 2 and a 5th round pick?
Nah, because we're not in rebuilding mode. We're not
Again,
rebuilding mode.
You're not
J-
rebuilding mode.
JD, right there, baby, right there. I want a win now situation. Cohen,
Yeah,
wins
and,
Super Bowl.
and
Ah,
honestly,
that was Super Bowl.
and honestly, for Trubisky, Cohen is the best option because he sucks. Sorry.
Trubisky is our worst. Is our worst asset.
Throw out
Period.
of the backfield to him. Trubisky can throw out of the
I
backfield.
like
and be comfortable.
Trubisky.
He's
Trubisky-
okay.
Trubisky,
Robbie,
Trubisky is
Robbie,
good on the first.
Mitch is awful. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
He's good on the first 20 plays. The first scripted plays, he's good.
Yeah,
After that, he falls apart.
Again, which is why I like Cohen on
as long
situations.
as it's a scripted play, he's good.
Cohen,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Cohen all day on plays where you need a big play. You need a big playmaker. Cohen, no doubt. If his trade bait, as Bobby asked me, if he's trade bait, I want someone that is a win now situation. No defense. I want a wide receiver, or I want.
So who would be on your list? Give me three number 2 guys that you look. That
I don't have a team. There's 31 teams in the NFL besides the Bears to trade for. Like I don't have a 3 list, but like
Yeah, that's one of those questions you have to give him time to answer.
all right.
Did you give your full take on this?
a wide receiver.
For next week, give me 3 guys that you would take.
Bring it. A wide receiver or a tight end in my mind is something to go for if I have a 3 down back.
Caleb says Julio Jones. Yeah, we trade for Julio Jones. I mean, of
No
course.
shit. I'll give you whoever the fuck
Who
you
the fuck
want.
said that?
Anyone but Khalil
Jordan
Mack.
Love- Of course, I'll trade for Julio Jones. I mean,
Who said
Anyone
that?
but Khalil Mack, take him.
So
yeah, I doubt they would trade for
Mike
Julio
D
Jones. I doubt it.
compared Mitch to Brad Johnson.
What?
Now, I
the
mean, I would do it, Jordan Love. Don't get me wrong.
Fucking
Mute that bitch.
But anyway,
I didn't
did
say it. I
everyone
was
get
just reading
their,
the chat.
everyone get their full take on this one? Should I move on to the next one?
You're a
Yeah,
J-
I got a Mike D. I got a Mike D take. I got a few from that I wrote down, but I also have a Jordan Love take too. So let's start with Mike D take.
Damn, J Love.
He says, "How the f does anyone think that the Jets?" I'll form it into a better question. Jets 9 wins over under or even. Let's start with Louis.
Honestly, they could win 9 games. I mean, their division, they gotta face the Patriots, and then they gotta
There's 2
face
losses right there.
I'm not gonna argue with that, but they gotta face Miami. That's possible 2 wins.
That's 2 wins right there. Miami's terrible. They're going to beat them twice. Absolutely.
And then who's
Especially
the other
when
one?
Miami comes to them.
Bills?
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Yeah, and then that's I mean, so
That's a win too. The Jets will beat Buffalo.
yeah, that's realistically that's 4 wins right there. So I mean, I would say even. I'd say even.
9 wins. Okay. What about you, Bobby?
I pegged them for 9 and 7. So yeah, they could do no more than that though. No more than 9 wins.
All right, Rumboyz
No
OG.
more.
You guys got different takes. I agree with these guys.
You want to hear what he has to say. Look at that face. You want to
Let's
hear
get it,
what he has to
Robbie.
say.
It's gonna be under.
Okay.
Le'Veon Bell will still be a top 10 back in fantasy,
No.
but Sam Darnold has such a big fucking head that it can't fit football IQ into it.
How good was he the last couple weeks of last year?
He was decent. He's all right. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like,
Top 5 QB rating.
Hey Robbie, not to interrupt you, but you got a super chat.
I'm not buying the Sam Darnold hype. He's a USC quarterback.
Shout out to Deuce for the donation. You're the best.
Guy Deuce for the super chat.
Yeah, Deuce. The only thing is your take is not good at all. Sorry.
I didn't see it. I didn't even see it.
He said Raiders win the Super Bowl. Great show, guys. I'm hyped.
Hey, they win hard knocks.
But I'm not buying the Jets for 9 over. 9 under, I buy that.
So 8 and 8, you think?
7 and 9.
7 and 9. Both of you guys think 7 and 9. All of us think
You're
9
wrong.
and 7.
I want to know who else. What other divisions do the Jets play? That's what I want to know.
Here, I'll look at the Jets schedule quick.
JD's got it on site.
Because you were right. They're going to beat Miami twice for
They're going to play the Eagles. They're going to
sure.
play. They're going to play the Eagles. They're going to play the Saints.
Oh,
That's preseason. Hold on. Nope. They're going to play the Browns. They're
So
going to play the
week 1.
Eagles.
Week 1 is the Bills.
Yep.
Yeah,
Win.
the Bills. They'll win that game.
Then it's
No.
the Browns.
Browns, I say a loss. Patriots, a loss.
Oh, W.
Eagles, a loss.
A loss. Eagles will beat them.
Cowboys,
Loss.
Loss.
Patriots again.
L.
Jaguars,
L.
Win.
Win. That's a win.
Dolphins,
Miami Dolphins.
Win.
Miami
Win.
Dolphins win.
New York Jets, win.
Win.
Wait.
Redskins, that's a win.
That's a win. They'll beat the Skins. That's a
No,
win.
they won't beat us. They won't beat us.
Raiders,
Yep,
I say
they
that's a
will.
win. Bengals, I
That's
say
a
that's
win.
a win.
Everybody's going to beat the Bengals. They're terrible.
Miami, I say that's a win.
That's a win too. Yep. Miami's a win.
6 games now.
so that's about
False.
9-7.
Yeah, that's 9-7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple more, and I think they lose to the Steelers and win to the Bills.
You
Win
guys
to
Yeah.
put too much faith in that offense.
Way too much.
I'm sorry.
They don't beat the Skins.
I'm okay. I'm not going to argue about that
Okay.
one.
Here's where's the Skins game? Is it in the?
Oh, okay.
Where's the Skins game at?
Bama boys,
Don't
boy.
fucking
The
matter.
Bama boys, Bobby.
Fuck
you, Bobby. God.
Is he off camera? All right, that's good. He's okay. He's gone. That's good.
But he can always hear you, you idiot. He's right here.
in honor of Deuce, we should do an over under for the Raiders next, in my opinion, and I think we should
so the
start with
Jets-
5 wins.
The Jets win 7 games. I'm saying that their offense is not consistent yet. We have not seen Le'Veon Bell. On paper, they look good. Robbie Anderson, Sam Darnold, Le'Veon, they look decent. We have not
Two
seen them.
offensive linemen.
I don't have a lot of faith. Robbie Anderson's made it glass though. I don't have a lot of faith in him staying healthy.
They haven't put it together. They have not put it together as a whole. I don't think they go 500. They probably win 17.
So Ty, what did you give me for an over under for the Raiders?
I give them 7.
So Ty
I
goes.
don't know. I might go under on that. I might go 6 and 11 with them.
Again, the question is 9. The question is 9. They go under 500. They're figuring out their offense.
Who, the Raiders?
I think
the Jets?
I say under 500.
I say yeah, they're definitely going under 500.
They're for the
Definitely.
Raiders.
They're going 5 and 11. I think. I think
was
they'll
going
go
to say
5
5
and
and
11.
11 too.
I got my brain fucked. The Jets or the Raiders?
Well, we're about to
I'll
switch to
take
the
the Jets.
Raiders, but the
Well,
Jets,
I'm
you
the
say
Jets.
7 and 9.
Under 500.
Yeah, the Raiders are definitely going under 500.
They
Definitely.
are too. Yeah, they are
All
too.
right, we'll stay with you, Ty. What do you think about the Raiders? Plus or minus 5 wins?
Over. I think they win
Over?
6. I think they win 6. As
All
little known as it is over, I think they win 6. I think they're going to be one of the most exciting teams to watch in the NFL, let alone them being on Hard Knocks, but I think they win 6.
Connor says he said 6 and 11 for a second. All right, what do you think, Bobby? And we'll get Louis.
I think 6 games, either 5 or 6 games, 5 and 11, 5 or 6 at the 6 at the most, 6 at the most. I just think that I still don't have any. They're just not consistent. I think they're still figuring. And here's a big part of it too. I don't think Gruden can coach in this new NFL. I don't
agree.
think he can coach in the way the NFL is nowadays. I don't think he can coach in the NFL. I think he's struggling with that big time to kind of find his way. And I don't put him for more than 6 games.
I don't like how he treats Derek Carr. Let's hear from you, Louis, and then Robbie.
I say 6 wins. 6.
Did we
Mike
all
D
pick?
disagrees with that. What do you say, Robbie?
They ain't even. I say they ain't even.
Even 5?
They ain't even. They even 8-8. Wait, no, fuck no.
Oh, even 8 and 8. You think the Raiders are going to win 8 games?
Yeah, I think they can.
Okay.
It's AB. It's AB. AB works hard.
Okay. All right.
Man, fuck AB and his attitude.
Interesting.
Derek Carr. I think Derek Carr can get him the ball. He's been losing Donald Penn. He can get him the ball.
I feel bad
Yeah,
for Derek Carr. He's some talent. I don't know.
I feel bad though because like I said, Gruden is a bad coach in today's NFL. He's a bad coach in today's NFL. I have no.
I mean, you also got to think about too, like the Hard Knocks curse. You know, so that's going to play into it as
He just
well.
went 4 and 12 too. You know?
Yeah, like I mean, 6 wins to them is an improvement. Like that's an improvement off of last year.
4 wins or 8 wins, they're doubling. They're doubling their wins total. So that's an interesting topic. I think we got that. Nathan Spratt has got his predictions. Raiders 5-7. Let's see. All right. Let's go with this. Do the Rams? Mike D asked this, I believe, earlier. Do the Rams have a Super Bowl hangover? Let's start with Rumboyz OG.
Yes.
Yes, the Rams do have a Super Bowl hangover. It's Sean McVay. He's still young. So I think he's going to be feeling the effects of that and try and play off of that and make counteract and blow up in his face.
I think they have a hangover as well. I don't think they get back there. I think now that the league's got a tape on the Rams for a whole season, I think they might get close. They're
2 seasons now.
They're one of the best team. They're still one of the best and most talented teams in the NFC. They'll make it in the playoffs and they'll make a good run, but I don't think they're getting back to the Super Bowl.
What do you think there, Louis?
No, I agree. I mean, realistically for me, I have really never liked golf. And it showed in the Super Bowl exactly how to beat him. But at the same time, my respect is given all to McVay, and I think he'll be able to come up with something new. But I don't think they get back to the Super Bowl.
Don't get me wrong; they'll do well. They'll finish like with 10 plus wins. They'll finish with 10 plus wins. They're just not going back to the Super Bowl. They'll have a good run.
I think they'll make the playoffs for sure.
They're definitely they're definitely.
And I still think they're winning our division.
I don't like people underestimate how hard it is to get back to that level on the year. Like it's hard. Like it's incredibly hard to do to get back to that game again.
Fucking Patriots.
But they are. Listen, they are one of the best teams in the NFC still. Like they'll make it far. And I'll applaud them if they get back there because that's on McVay. That's on coaching because you're adapting your team, next year, and it's coaching. If they can get back again, I'll applaud them.
It's tough to get back to that position.
What up, Dylan? Welcome.
Welcome, Dylan.
To that position. Sean McVay is a mastermind offensively, but at the end of the day, Jared Goff is Jared Goff.
I will say this though: the Patriots exposed them defensively in the Super Bowl. They showed how to beat that team.
They don't have that same defense anymore, and Ndamukong Suh is gone.
It is gone. And here's the thing: Ndamukong Suh took a lot of pressure off Aaron Donald to do what he did.
Let me interrupt.
All right, what's going on, Louis?
Hold on.
The
Patriots did not expose the defense. The defense did a great-ass job against the Patriots. They exposed the offense. The Patriot defense exposed the Rams offense.
Facts.
It's not the other way around. You cannot say that the Patriots exposed the Rams defense when the score was so low. The Rams D did their job.
The offense just couldn't score more than 3 damn points.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is you can't say they exposed the D. Sorry.
They didn't expose the defense, but they did expose that offense. All in all, though, yeah, I gotta go with it's tough for them to get there. They can't never mind win, but to get back to a Super Bowl back to back. That's Cooper Kupp is back, Bobby. Cooper Kupp is back, Bobby. You guys barely won. You skate off with the fucking skin of your teeth. Let it the fuck be, Bobby.
And we're gonna win again this year.
I want to hear what Ty has to say real quick.
Yo,
once again, Ty is the whitest person in this chat.
What do you got, Ty? All right,
Ty.
All right. Look, all I got to say about it, I'm not taking forever about it. I get that they've lost defensive players, but they have added people. I get Clay Matthews has not been the same Clay Matthews, but dude, that is a name to add to your damn defense. I'm sorry. Weddle in the back is a name to add to your defense. These guys will help defensively. Louis said they have not figured out the defense. Imagine adding those two dudes to a defense that is not known around the NFL. Goff will get his shit together. I get he's a system-type quarterback. He plays better in certain systems. Yes, we get that. But he still has the same weapons. He still has the same thing. The only missing piece is Todd Gurley's knee. The only missing piece is Todd Gurley's knee. I'm sorry, it is. It is. Everyone knows that. If Gurley can stay halfway healthy compared to what he was last year,
Have you heard the reports on Gurley? They're terrible. They're bad. He's got degenerative.
I don't care what reports say. I don't hold on. Let me say this about Gurley's knee. I'm gonna blow everyone's fucking mind. I don't care what the reports say. A player's passion can push through something like arthritis.
Not the Super Bowl.
If fact,
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do the Super Bowl run last year.
But look.
It was just hitting. And it was just starting. He's learned to live with it.
I get that. That is a major running back.
You got to be careful. You don't step into bullshit around here.
That is a major running back.
Being left by the channel above you.
That is a major running back. But tell me they don't have 3 top 20 wide receivers. They have fantastic receivers. If Gurley even runs the ball on first down, second down, and then they just pass it regardless, the Rams will be okay. They will be a playoff team. If the question is if they will make it to the Super Bowl, I don't trust them in the Super Bowl yet. Playoffs,
a hangover would suggest that they don't go to the playoffs.
They make the Super Bowl then. No, they're my only thought is no Super Bowl. They make the playoffs. There's no hangover then. They make playoffs. They're fine.
Thanks again, Deuce, for another donation. You're the man. Appreciate you.
He said, "Get off the lambs." Different topic.
All right, guys.
So real quick, before we get into it, though, Henderson for fantasy football is not the handcuff, guys. Fantasy football bar, we both agree. If you guys listen to us, it's Malcolm Brown.
I heard that on the last episode.
But regular football, it works out. Fantasy, I agree. No doubt. Fuck that. Regular football, it keeps the Rams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, the wide receivers, they just need Kupp to stay healthy. That's their key.
Boom!
Yep.
I have
so do you think he returns to form after the injury?
We're doing one more.
One more, and then we'll wrap it up and we'll say our farewells.
Make it fire.
All right. We got Nathan Spratt's been asking. He's been asking a few different questions, but we'll go with this one. The Seahawks over under 9 wins.
Over.
Let's go with Robbie says over. Let's start with Robbie, then we'll go on down in a row.
532 snaps to the running backs last year for Seattle. They were still the number 1 running team in the league. I mean, listen, you're right, Ty, and I get that.
I couldn't help that.
Someone has to take those snaps now that Mike Davis is not there. The offensive scheme is not going to change too much. This is a team that was still in the playoffs. Russell Wilson knows how to get to the playoffs. Lock me in for 11 to either 12 wins for Seattle just because Russell Wilson does his thing.
11 to 12 wins.
TJ Lockett is going to do his thing. Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett's going to do his thing.
There it is.
I like DK when he comes back in about week 4 off the knee surgery. Week 3, week 4, because you're going to need a second guy to get the ball to throughout the air. At the end of the day, this is a team, this is a coach, this is the organization, this is a defense that knows how to get there. It's a running game, more importantly, that knows how to get there. Seattle will run the ball down your throats all the way to the playoffs, and that's just how it is. Lock it in for 11 wins.
11 wins for Robbie. What do you say?
Let's get one thing straight. Russ is a gamer, too. Russell Wilson is a gamer.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you commented. Do your take now.
Bro. Oh, yeah. Do your take. Yeah, let's do your take, Bobby. And then we'll go to Louis, and then we'll finish up with the tie.
The Seahawks will win 10 games. 10, 11 games.
Mike D says 12 wins. So
what do you say, Louis? Listen, they improved. They improved in the areas that I I don't trust DK, but they did make improvements in areas that they needed to. And I still think they're one of the better teams in that division. And like I said, they're still a top six team in the NFC. So they might sneak in maybe in a wild card spot in the NFC, but they will make the playoffs and they will win 10 or 11 games.
Yeah.
I like it. Louis.
So let me shout out Connor Burke. I'm going with his take. 10-6, and they're going to go wild card. And realistically is because they know how to win, honestly. The Seahawks, no matter what, they put – even last year when we thought they were done, that they weren't going to compete, they know how to put it together. Russell Wilson, you put the ball in his hands, give him to me. I will take him as a quarterback. Not only that, but Lockett. I know at the beginning of the season, or I should say the beginning of the offseason, I was very bullish that Lockett was not the guy. But then I've been seeing reports. I've been seeing the way they've been using him, and I'm on Lockett.
I'm on Lockett.
Yeah.
Louis, he's the clear number one there.
Well, not only that, he's a clear number one, but I mean the way they're using him and how they're going to use him, from what I'm reading, the versatility that he's going to be able to.
Is it more out of the slot? Because I think they should use him out of the slot more than anything.
They're from what I read, they're going to use them both. They're going to use them in the slot, but they're going to use them both. They're going to use them all over.
I think Lockett's going to be the most effective in that 15 to 25 yard mark. I think that's where he's going to do 90% of his damage this year. I don't think it's going to go over the top of defenses. I think it's going to be in that 15 to 25 yard mark where he's going to do a lot of his damage.
Tyler's got something to say. Let's hear it, Ty.
Dude.
Because look at the yak. He's good with the yak.
Bastard.
Bobby, shut the fuck up.
Dude, Lockett blows the tops off of defenses. All right, look, so I'm not saying they win a whole lot of games, but in their division, they win their division. I'm sorry, it is what it is. They probably win their division.
Over the Rams?
Okay.
They'll come in second behind the Rams.
Yeah, that's why I said wild card, honestly.
Okay, yeah, the Rams are clear cut. But okay, so they probably win the wild card pretty damn easy. I guess that's where I'm going. I feel like I could just take it all the way. But okay, so they win wild card easy. My thing with the Seahawks is I get that we've been saying they've improved on defense. Their defense is still what it is. The only defensive improvement has been them deciding to bring Wagner back. Like, they lost Earl Thomas. They have kind of given up on the fact of the Legion of Boom. They kept a couple guys. What's his face through Kansas City? They got him. Like, they've tried to hold that defense down. They're good enough as a team, and Russell Wilson as a quarterback is good enough to get them there. But playoff wise, I don't trust them. I think they lose first, easily second round if they go any farther. Wild card, yes, they get there, but again, I see them absolutely losing first or second round.
You don't come out.
They'll win their wild card game, right? They will win their wild card game, and then the next round they're going to get bounced. The next round they'll lose the wild card game
in the wild card
later on.
Listen, if you're Seattle, you don't draft Gary Jennings and BK, and then also come out and admit that you're going to pass the ball, not only just run the ball, but pass the ball to Chris Carson an extra 35 times a year. I mean, without it meaning you're planning to go out there and win at least 10 games. So I'm all in on that. I know we're about to go and do that.
They lose to the Chargers in the wild card.
Interesting.
Who the hell's got the motorcycle driving by their house?
I just said that's what we should be doing, bro.
I live up in the mountain.
Who the fuck drives a motorcycle at midnight? What the hell is going on over there?
That's Colorado, baby.
That's Colorado, baby. I'm literally about to jump on his fucking.
I know. I'm like,
yo.
That's a everything goes back.
That's Rumboyz After Dark.
Dilly, baby.
Let's get it.
Dilly.
But yes, okay. So Louis is right again. I totally take the Rams out of the division because I feel like they're just too dominant to not win the division. They win the wild card, but they absolutely get crushed because Kansas City wins their division and the Chargers win the wild card and stomp people out.
Yep. I'm with that, and I ride with that, and that's something that I said. I think
Yeah, but you
the past 2 or 3 shows though.
a big question. Where'd Louis go?
Louis,
It's that California internet.
JD, I'm proud of you for holding down.
Holding down.
Where'd he go?
Hey, regardless, are there any more topics? What's the deal? We're done with that or what?
Well, we're
Oh
definitely
yeah, we're good. That's
out
it.
of airtime.
We're wrapping up, and I appreciate you guys for joining us.
There he
This has
is.
been amazing, honestly. This is episode 3 of Rumboyz After Dark, the weekly Rumboyz debate show, and it's freaking awesome. Go to rumboyz.com for written content and video content. Rumboyz on Facebook, on YouTube. We're
And
everywhere, guys.
if you want to rewatch this, you can go there too.
Absolutely. And if you want to go on the Fantasy Football Bark podcast, you definitely got to rate Louis' podcast. It's some excellent information.
Louis, do we have your draft guide up on the website yet?
See you later, Mike D. He's going to go get some clown pussy.
No, the only reason I'm asking is because I got people asking for that draft guide. They want to print it out for their draft.
You know what? If they want, what they can do is they can email the Fantasy Football Bar, the Fantasy Football Bar, and I will send it to them if they ask for it.
Exactly.
Get at me and I'll send you my email and I'll print it up for them and just give it to them because they're drafting. I think next weekend and they want it for their draft.
Thanks, stupid.
Okay, yeah, I'll be sure to update it. I'll be updating it by then. I have to make a few updates anyways, but yeah, it'll be updated by then.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deuce, please. We appreciate you.
Really quick with the draft guide, guys. We are going to get that up on the website. There is a draft guide done by the Rumboyz. We're just getting it coded into WordPress, having a few pushback. But I have already gotten people to download or to take copies of it and use it in their drafts. And I'll tell you this about the Rumboyz draft guide. It works. I've seen live. It works.
Oops.
JD, I don't want to see your crotch. Like enough of that, bro.
But so make sure you guys definitely check that out. New products are going to be coming out. New shirt designs and new products in general are coming out on the rumboyz.com. Treasure chest. Yeah, they're going to be coming out in the treasure chest. But
yeah, we got some new products that could possibly be coming out very soon.
But other than that, make sure you rate the Fantasy Football Bar. Hold on. Make sure you rate the Fantasy Football Bar on Apple Podcasts. We are at number 80 right now, number 79.
79.
And also, I will say for the draft guide, though, please check your scoring system because there's multiple draft guides for your scoring system.
Yeah.
Please look at the scoring system.
Deuce, thanks again for all the donations, and we will do this all year, man. We're going to be doing this all season.
All season, man. This is a weekly event.
During football season, like full football season, is going to be so
every
much more
Friday
fun.
night. It's going down. Cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
All the Rumboyz and girls, what they do.
Later, fellas. Happy birthday, Louis.
Happy
Later.
birthday,
Thank
Louis.
you.
Happy birthday, Louis. Peace out, Deuce.
All right, y'all. Thank you again. Peace.
We outie.
Peace out, Nathan.